The Panophobium podcast is brought to you by Panophobium Haunted Home Movies, presenting productions of movies, documentaries, and other creative media. I'm your ghost host, John Alan Hulbert, and I'll be your guide to the other side, with flashlight monologues through ghost stories, family frequencies, investigative interviews, and paranormal places. In this podcast, all about haunted happenings. Do you believe in hauntings? Then let's lean in, shall we? In August of 2025, I traveled back to my old college town in Ashland, Oregon to shoot a ghost documentary about the Peerless Hotel. I had reached out to the owners and some staff members in hopes of getting interviews of some of their stories regarding happenings in the Peerless. Sometimes communications works out. Other times I get ghosted. Pun intended. When I stayed at the Peerless, I went to the Peerless restaurant and bar. I chatted with servers about their experiences at the Peerless Hotel, and they were kind enough to share experiences of guests they've chatted with regarding their stay, many of which shared haunting experiences of a small ghost girl and a haunting young woman. They were short ghost stories where you'd think not much happened, but the impact and goosebumps it left on guests was enough to bring up over dinner. A good and creepy conversation to have just before their show at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. After my dinner and discussions with staff, I was given the contact of the previous manager of the Peerless Restaurant and Peerless Hotel, Michael Biggs. I was honored to have found somebody to sit down and chat with regarding what's haunted within the Peerless. Or in this case, a disbelief that anything haunts the Peerless at all. Michael's open to the idea of ghosts, but never had an experience himself at the Peerless. But many of the guests sure did. It was fun to talk about haunted and hauntless happenings with Michael. He's a lovely human being, very funny, and despite saying that he didn't have a lot to share when I first reached out to him, he sure had a lot to say about this historic and magical little place in Ashland, Oregon. While there may be a disbelief in ghosts in the Peerless, let's give Michael a call and hear his haunting thoughts, shall we?
Hello, you've reached Michael's voicemail. My preference would be for you to hang up now and text me, or you're welcome to leave a message. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Michael, this is John Alan Hulbert, just giving you a call for our interview about Peerless Hotel. Feel free to give me a call back. Talk to you very soon. Bye. What a voicemail. Okay. Oh, there he is. Hi, Michael.
Hey, it looks like I don't know what happened there, but I lost you.
That's A-okay. I want to say, I really love your voicemail.
Oh, thank you.
It made me laugh really hard. Of like, I prefer you hang up and just to send me a text.
I don't want to listen to your voice.
Well, I'll try to make this quick then. But thank you so.
Over you, so hurry up.
You can charge me by the minute.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, I just want to say I appreciate you taking the time. The folks over at the Peerless Restaurant said that you're a cool guy and that they liked you a lot and that you'd be fun to talk to about Peerless, whether you believe that Peerless is haunted or not. I like to, with these documentaries that I make, get the full scope of people, whether they believe the place is haunted or not. I actually just interviewed a fella at the Pittock Mansion in Portland, and he was very colorful with his language, saying, you know, ghosts are bullshit and all that, and I loved it. It was fun to get the other perspective that's not just, ooh, it's creepy crawly with ghosts. But I wanted to get your perspective too, so thank you for taking time to talk to me.
You bet. Yeah. No, like I said, my text, I wasn't trying to be flippant. I wished I had some great story. As I always told the guests, if you believe in ghosts and it makes you stay here, we definitely have ghosts. If you're afraid of ghosts, we definitely do not have ghosts. I worked there from, maybe I'll let you run your interview. I worked there for quite a long time. I was the hotel manager, innkeeper from 2007 till COVID, till 2020.
Wow.
And so I was there a while. I don't know how many people who've been in that building more than me. I averaged 50 to 60 hours a week in that building for 51 weeks a year for 12 years or whatever. So
Wow. How does one land a role as the manager of the Peerless Hotel?
well, the owner, Chrissy Barnett, I ran the Peerless restaurant for about 4 years, and then kind of got burnt out of the business and left it for a while. And then the innkeeper job became available, and I was looking for work. And so, yeah, I long story short, it was a pivot rather than the lengthy nighttime hours. It didn't really fit my lifestyle of the restaurant. I went to there. I'd come from restaurant management, hadn't ever done innkeeper work before, but hospitality is hospitality, and it just it was a good fit for a long time.
That's awesome. Did you enjoy your role as the manager at Peerless?
Yeah, I had a lot of great people. We had, Ashland, especially pre-COVID, was pretty vibrant with the Shakespeare crowd. Had the same people come back every year. You get to know them, get to know what they like, and I'm pretty meticulous, so I could, I did everything there from cook breakfast and 5 days a week all the way through check-in. So I was there from 7 in the morning until 7 at night, five or 6 days a week. So.
Wow. So Peerless was
It's a
like,
small place, it's just 6 rooms, So our crew was tiny. We ballooned to 3 people in the summertime, but I counted for 2 because I worked, about 12 hours a day, most days 10 to 12.
wow. So, what was I gonna say? So you practically lived there, working that many hours.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the wintertime, when Ashland's very seasonal, and the winter hours were less, but I would be 90% of the crew, so I would be there from 8 in the morning until 6 at night or whatever, and a lot of times alone, an awful lot of time alone there in the wintertime, and that's where I don't disbelieve that there is a ghost. I just think it's an incredibly rude ghost, because in my hundreds of hours in there, he, she, it, or they were never very friendly. And,
I see. So not a disdain for ghosts, but just if there is a ghost in the Peerless, you're upset that it never showed itself.
yeah, it's an incredibly rude ghost if it is, because it could have said hello at some point. I'm not that scary. I didn't realize I was ghosts were afraid of me, but yeah.
You seem like a lovely guy. I wouldn't be afraid of you.
Yeah, I'm adorable. I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't want to hang out with me. Yeah, as far as that, I just there were stories that were written. Only thing I know about them is what was written. As far as the mark, and things like that. That would be where the owner, Chrissy, who had that experience. I just never had anything that even raised a hackle.
Interesting. And you said, I know in our text exchange, you had said you had stayed the night yourself in the Peerless to explore any ghostly happenings, and you had no luck.
I spent the night, and there were probably I didn't sleep there all that often, but I slept there multiple nights, and in the wintertime. Sometimes we would stay the night there, still get away from the house and things like that, and just it's an old building, it creaks, but certainly no Ebenezer Scrooge moments anywhere along the line.
Perfect time for winter for an Ebenezer Scrooge moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
and I think it's it's old. It's kind of dark in the hallways. There were only 2 or 3 customers that ever said that they saw a ghost were people who came to the Peerless to see a ghost. So it's kind of like the only people who see UFOs are crazy guys who live in Arizona and collect figurines. It's just, I am agnostic. I don't disbelieve in ghosts. I just have never had nothing to concern me.
So you'd said though that while you don't have ghost stories of your own, but you do have experiences of a couple guests approaching you about things that they heard.
Yeah, and I remember one guest in room one that he had a very vivid interaction with he said, a young woman. But again, there's stories about there being a young woman there, so I don't know how much he preconceived of that. But that was the only one. And other people just heard, like, the creaking, or people walking down the hallways, which were probably people walking down the hallways in the middle of the night. So for the most part, I would say 99.9% of the time, I had regular return guests every year, lots of them, and just no inclinations of anything, haunted going on there.
Yeah, everybody's stressed out about making their seats at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. Probably not focusing on the ghosts.
Yeah, exactly. And people after the plays, they do come home late. So if you heard somebody walking the hallways at midnight, 1 o'clock, sometimes those plays don't, especially in the summertime, they used to start at 8:30, and some of those Shakespeare plays are 3.5 hours long. So it's late night arrival, and it's an old building, so the building creaks.
Yeah, I was amazed when I went. I was spooked just by the email I got of like that there was no staff on site. Like I've never been to like a hotel before where there's no one at like the check-in.
That we were not that way. I mean, the new ownership has turned it into a keyless, more of an Airbnb type of a feel. We were very much bed and breakfast like, where a full service breakfast was included, and we were there to check you in and carry your luggage upstairs for you and show you all the ins and outs. And that's a totally different, hands off. I mean, more labor, probably more profitable, because you're not paying somebody like me to be there, but also, I don't know, just a different experience. It's more just a place to sleep than it is an experience. So.
Yeah, I think the only time I saw somebody that would like had worked for the Peerless Hotel was when the guests next door to me had like checked out and left, and then I saw people coming in to clean, and I was like, "Oh my God, people work here!"
I have not, honestly, I have not been in the building since 2020, and I just have seen, I've heard about how they've morphed it. So I wish them well. I hope that it's a successful. It's not an easy place to be super profitable, because with 6 rooms, I explored buying it when Chrissy decided to sell, and it just didn't make it. The numbers just didn't pan out because of the lack of rooms, and there's just no way to add more rooms to really make enough profit to really work that I could afford the huge, expensive building to buy, that I could afford the mortgage on it, basically. Mm-hmm. So but yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's cool. I think they've done some nice upgrades to it. The rooms are, when Chrissy first renovated it in, was it 94? It was a remarkable place, and we kept it up nicely. We were featured in 1,000 places to see before you die, and fun places like that. So definitely is a fun old building.
It is. I had a fun time. I took a lot of like artsy fartsy shots of the building, especially within the building. I brought a bag of marbles too to roll down the hallway when nobody was there. Cool. To do in slow motion. I thought it'd be fun for the movie.
What room did you stay in?
I stayed in room 5.
Room 5? Okay, yeah.
I liked it. I liked being upstairs.
I've cleaned that big tub a lot of times.
Yes, that big. Sorry about that. I enjoyed that big tub. I'd never been in like a jacuzzi in my own room in a hotel before. So it was kind of.
Yeah, no, it's a nice. Sorry, my dog. I'm outside with my dog, and these people walking by. Nick, come on.
Your dog's name's Nick?
Yeah.
Cute.
Named after Nick Mason of Pink Floyd.
Nice.
Almost all my animals are named after Pink Floyd.
Love that. Did you have your pets while you were working at Peerless, or were you?
Yeah, I've always had critters. Yeah, didn't bring them to work. But yeah, we've always had dogs.
Nice. I know you had shared that the story of Amelia's marbles was Chrissy's story, but I was curious to hear it from your own voice. What did she tell you about Amelia's marbles? Like, how'd that story come to be?
Well, I know that it's only from what she told me, and probably have to talk to her to get a better version of it. I think it's written. There used to be some write up in the lobby, but basically, from what I recall of the story, and it wasn't really ever talked about much, but that when they were doing the renovation, they found those marbles in either the walls or in one of the rooms. They completely gutted it. It wasn't just a a redo. It was basically a gutted building and then rebuilt. Everything inside that old shell is new. New timber, new wood, new walls, new everything had to be. It hadn't been used for decades. So so they found those marbles, but then they heard them rolling down the hallway mysteriously. And so that's really all. It's not a great story, but that's all that I know of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they deemed her Amelia, and I don't know why. And Amelia's very shy if she is out there, because, like I said, in however many years that was, not any inclination of anything from my end.
Interesting. Yeah, she must be a shy little ghost.
Yeah. Like I said, it was kind of slightly rude. I would have been happy to have spent some time. I could have used the extra help.
Yeah,
But,
use the extra help. You could have played marbles. Like, there's so much you could have
done something. Yeah. But I mean, if honestly, if it's just because if we could have probably sold more rooms if I had a great story. But because there's definitely, as you're well aware, there's definitely a clientele for that. But
for sure.
But if we had a bona fide certified ghost story that I could have stood behind ethically, I would have absolutely used it.
Yeah. So you've never, I mean, obviously at Peerless, you said not a whisper of ghosts, but even in your own life, no haunting experiences.
Well, actually, no. I'm a mountain climber by hobby, and both my wife and I, Mount McLaughlin, which is the big mountain here locally, you probably have seen it when you drive into the valley or whatever. I've climbed that a lot. I've summited it well over 100 times. And several years ago, I ran across this man dressed in incredibly old-timey clothes, looking like, have you ever seen a picture of John Muir?
Yes.
Or anybody who climbed or hiked from the old time days, boots and burlap and heavy duty stuff. He was walking up ahead of me, and he had a beard and everything, an old hat. He just looked, he should have been in black and white, but he wasn't. But he was, and that trails, once you get up above the saddle, you can see all the way to the summit, and he just disappeared. And then my wife saw what she believed was the same guy. She also was a climber separately, and we both always went, wonder what that was. But so yeah, I don't disbelieve in ghosts. I just disbelieve that there's a ghost in the Peerless, because if there is, like I said, I spent a lot of time in that building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said how many years ago? It was 15 years?
I was there from 2007 until 2020, and worked at least 50 weeks a year, 50 to 60 hours a week. And so I was there a lot.
Wow. So in 2020, when was it because of COVID?
Yeah, it really was. Chrissy she had reached an age where she sold the restaurant the year before, but kept the hotel. She owned the hotel outright as far as the building. The restaurant was just selling the business. The grounds were owned by the person she was leasing it from for 20 plus years, or however long she owned the restaurant. But it really was a combination of her desire to kind of step back, and COVID just making hospitality insurmountable, that she shut down. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so hard. I feel like 2020 for everybody, that was such a strange time.
Yeah, I mean, Shakespeare shutting down, and then it was like everybody else in every other industry. We started off with, we're going to be closed for a couple of weeks, and so no big deal. This was March. It's not that busy anyways. We'll reopen, and April 1st, May 1st. We did finally reopen in June, and we were much busier than we anticipated with all the weird protocols and, all the stuff we were doing to, because nobody knew at that point. But it just turned out to be more than she wanted to deal with.
Yeah. I imagine that, especially during COVID times, because I know I myself was getting a bit. I was living in Los Angeles as an actor, and I had a lot of work lined up, and then lost all that work. So I moved back to Oregon with my family in Redmond, Oregon, and I knew that
I was just there last week. Yeah.
Oh, you were? Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's where I live now.
Oh, great.
I was born in Bend.
We hiked the Obsidian Trail on Sisters.
Oh, beautiful.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, I love Central Oregon hiking. I think it's gorgeous, but I could only do so much of it during COVID that I was like, I'm going stir crazy. I need to I need to go do something. So I imagine you had a lot of guests that were, raring to go. And
that's really what it was. I mean, Shakespeare was shut down, but we anticipated opening to nothing, and there was a lot of people who went on road trips, and just we stopped. We didn't serve breakfast. We did, it was a very weird, modified experience, and everybody was still pretty spooked by COVID at that point. So everybody was masked up and gloved up, and we were worried about cleaning the rooms and all that stuff. And I'm definitely a believer in science, so we did everything per protocol. But as we've all become much looser now, with COVID still around the same way, but we're certainly not taking it seriously.
My motto is always, before I left the house, phone, wallet, keys, and mask. And I still catch myself.
And hand sanitizer.
Yep, I still catch myself doing the same thing.
Yep. So, but it definitely, it ended the experience. As far as, I think Chrissy was just done. I think she was ready to retire anyways and sell the business. So.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do for work now? Are you still working?
Still customer service, but completely pivoted into. I'm a service manager for auto repairs, so taking care of guests, but taking care of their car needs, and always been a bit of a car nerd, and it's actually been a refreshing change. It's just as busy, but less hours and weekends off, and no one calling me at 2 a.m. that the toilet is overflowed, and I was always kind of on call. Rarely did I have a weekend there that I wasn't, something didn't have to be dealt with at the hotel, where my new work is honestly, it pays better, and I work probably 15 hours a week less, so kind of a win-win.
That's good. Any stories of haunted cars that you've had to repair on?
No, I wish I had. I got nothing. Yeah, that's just no. No, it's still just customer service is customer service. Take care of people and try to give them a good experience and give them their money's worth.
Yeah, you seem like a very friendly guy, and I imagine very hospitable, especially with your time at Peerless.
I've been doing this. I'm 56 years old. I've been in customer service since I graduated. So I've been 40 years basically in one form or another, mostly in hotel and restaurant. A lot of that at the Peerless, but also at other restaurants. And I ran a gourmet and food and wine shop for several years. So I've always worked with the public. I don't always love the public, but I've always been able to turn it on when I need to.
Mm-hmm. So you said you were at the Peerless restaurant. You managed there for 4 years?
Yeah, I was at the restaurant, and then before then another restaurant down. Ironically, Chrissy Barnett, who owns the Peerless, ended up remarrying. Her husband passed of cancer, and then she ended up remarrying my previous employer from the French restaurant and wine shop that I ran for several years. She ended up marrying him. Isn't it weird? So my previous boss and my current boss were husband and wife. So it was an interesting juxtaposition there. So
what a connection! Wow.
Yeah, small town. Small town. There was when they first started dating, I asked her if workman's comp covered therapy. And because it was a little weird. We ended up okay, but I left that employment. It was time for me to go. He didn't. I quit, and it was just, we left it a little bit rocky. We patched all that up, But it was weird when they started dating. That's for sure.
I bet it's bringing back haunting memories.
Small town, Ashland's is a small town.
Yes. Were you born and raised in Ashland, or how long?
No, I moved there in '89 to go to theater school. I was a theater major at Southern Oregon University,
Me too.
and discovered that I didn't have the desire to star that actors need, and that kind of got into the restaurant business and hospitality, and did the thing that. Now I was raised in Northern California, but moved there when I was 22. So
Wow. So you went to school at SOU for theater,
it was Southern Oregon College
or
when I was there
Southern
with
Oregon?
SOC.
Yeah, SOC. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was at the theater department for a few years there.
Nice. Yeah, I went to SOU for theater. I got BFA in performance.
Oh, nice.
But also, like, that means, when you're trying to become an actor, like, I've also been, most of my career has been in hospitality and food service, and
Yep.
I work as a manager right now at a coffee shop in Redmond. If you ever come and hike
Nice.
here again, you got to come to Tight Knot.
Tight knots. Yeah, we were literally, we ended up, after our hiking, I had a week off, and we went on a road trip and went down into the wall of mountains in far northeastern Oregon, which I had never been there before, and then drove all the way through eastern Oregon, and we went right through Redmond, and so.
Yeah, well, if you ever
But
find yourself
yeah,
needing
I
a
will for sure.
coffee.
Yeah, I'm a coffee nerd, so.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's on me. I feel like that. I feel like that's a good payment for
Perfect.
this.
Yeah, I'll take you up on that. We do get through there. I don't do it as much as now that I'm getting a little bit older, but used to haunt stuff. What the hell, Smith Rock. I used to go there. Used to go there regularly climbing. So.
Yeah, I hadn't hiked Smith Rock in a long time until I moved back to Oregon. I moved back to Oregon
Nice,
last
yeah.
year, and that was the first time I got to hike Smith Rock again. And whew, it is a it is a treacherous
We did
journey.
I had my 50th birthday party on top of Monkey Face. We climbed Monkey Face. And a very small party, but we had cupcakes and stuff on top of Monkey Face for my 50th birthday.
You climbed up Monkey Face?
Yeah, I'm a real climber.
You are a goat. You're a mountain man.
Yeah, no, I climb. I'm McLaughlin, and I hold a weird record, but I climbed it 4 times in 24 hours 6 years ago, just to prove that I'm an
Jeez.
idiot.
I don't think that means you're an idiot. I think
No,
that's
I'm an idiot. 24 consecutive hours. I never sat down with 32,000 feet of elevation claim and 44 miles. I'm an idiot. And so it was a long damn day.
well, at least you can say you're a motivated idiot. That's for sure. Damn.
Yeah, I can tolerate stupidity.
Wow. Well, the folks at the Peerless restaurant they were not lying. You're a very fascinating human.
I don't know about that, but yeah, Carl and I actually was there when he was hired, so now he's the owner. So
That's
what
amazing.
happens when you get old? Yeah, he's a good guy. He actually used to live up the street from us until my house burnt down in the Alameda fire, and Harlan's house burnt down too, and he lived four doors up from me at that point. We rebuilt, but
Wow.
he was renting, and it didn't have to go through all that drama. So yeah, good guy.
Damn.
Yeah, that was a complicated time.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Other than 2020, well, in end of 2019, I'll go through my tale of woe. 2019, my mother died in a head-on car crash at the end of the year.
Oh.
Then COVID. Then my house burnt down. Then my job closed. It was
Wow.
that was a string. It was a growth opportunity, as I always call it. So,
Goodness. Well, how are you doing now?
oh, we're great. Our house is gorgeous, and we're good. It was hard. I'm not going to say it wasn't. And having your world, we've lived in that house for over 20 years. We were
Yeah.
pretty moved in. So yeah, we got out of everything that mattered: our dogs and our cats and our no stuff. Now we have new stuff now. Now we have too much stuff again.
Isn't that always the case? It's like, oh, I got
Yeah.
too many things now.
I had no things. Now I have all the things again. So, but it was crazy time.
Man. Well, Michael, I guess to close out the interview for the doc, is there anything else you have to share about the Peerless or want to share about the Peerless before I let you go?
No, it's a beautiful historic building. It's one of the last storefronts, in Ashland that didn't get torn down. It deserves accolades and praise. She's a beautiful old building, but she's a very shy ghost.
What a great way to close out. I can't wait to use that soundbite. That was great. And then just out of respects, because I want to make sure you're okay if I put your words, your stories into this documentary.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Perfect. Is it okay
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
credit you with your name, or would you rather be out of the credits?
It's fine if you want to put me in it.
Yeah, I just wanted to. You have such a good flowy, I think, star name of Michael Biggs. When they gave me the slip of paper with your name, I was like,
Yes.
oh my God, I was really nervous to text you, let alone call you. But again, no ghost should be shy around you. You're a very, very sweet human.
Well,
And
my wife's last name is Mellon, so we're the big melons.
I guess last quick bonus question is: does she believe
Yeah.
in ghosts?
I think we absolutely. I don't, like I said, neither of us disbelieve in
Yeah.
ghosts. It's like any of those sort of things. I don't disbelieve in aliens. I just, kind of
Haven't seen one.
I haven't seen one yet. And so,
Where was this one the story you had told? Where was that again?
that was on Mount McLaughlin, right on the about half a mile from the summit, and we both saw this guy. We both commented, unrelated. And like later on, and my climbing partner, who is the shyest guy in the world, I won't say his name, but we were having dinner. I believe it was dinner, might have been lunch, but the three of us, and each of us said, I started the story of, I saw this guy, and then she's like, I saw that guy. Then he was like, I saw that guy, and it was a very interesting. It actually took me from a complete disbeliever to a could be. On that.
Wow,
It was a very weird experience.
I'll say I'm gonna have to go to Mount McLaughlin now to make a documentary. But
it's work. I'll take you up there anytime you want to go.
Heck yeah, I love it. I'll bring the coffee.
We'll just do it once.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, Michael, again, thank you so much for taking time to chat with me. I'll be sure when I complete, because I'm making like 5 other documentaries of places I've visited, and Peerless is one of them. But as soon as I'm done with Peerless, I'll be sure to send it to you so that you can view it and you can give me your honest critiques of what you think.
Okay. Perfect. Well, good luck with that, and best of luck in Eastern Oregon there.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, are we done now?
Oh, yep, we are all done, my friend. Sorry to just cut it off like that, but I just want to respect your time. But
like I said, I was thinking of you from the get-go, so now we can get go.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, so you have a great afternoon, and if there's anything else I can do, let me know. But there's nothing I can do because I don't know anything.
You shared a lot, my friend. I appreciate it.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Have a good one.
Just take care.
Bye-bye. What a cool dude. Man. Michael Biggs, everybody. The Peerless is a place for all to make memories in as you visit Ashland and see some Shakespearean shows. You can book a room today, see a play, and have a fun chat about it over dinner, as well as a short ghost story you may have experienced when staying the night at the Peerless Hotel. Be sure to tell Amelia I said hello, but don't be too disappointed if she doesn't respond. Like Michael said, she's a very shy ghost. Next time on the Panophobium podcast, stories from Cecily the caretaker at the Hasita Head Lighthouse, and my first ever ghost experience with a ghost named Albert, featuring my honorary guest ghost host, my mom. Thank you for listening. Lean into fear.